Good morning to my friends and family back home in Canada. It is Saturday, July 22nd, 8:48 in the morning. We're in the pier area of Coron. So the tours, everyone's getting on these these boats on tour, called tourists. So these are the ones that bring you island hopping. See, the sell everything here, and you see the boats, all the tours. Little puppy. It's muddy because it's rainy season. See, these are all the tour shuttles. The boats. No, babalik ako sa Manila. Okay. Okay, thank you. I spoke in Tagalog. My Tagalog is getting better, I think. See, there's boats all the way out there. It's a long walk. I haven't been up there yet. So this is the jump point for Palawan, the major islands. This is the jump point here. See, they're bringing all the food because the tours include lunch. There's dozens of islands that these different tour boat companies bring you to. Here's my cousin George. George wasn't too listening last night. The rest of the group, well, I can't speak for them, but I wasn't listening at all because I have a bad stomach, so I couldn't risk. Plus, I don't drink anyway. Okay, I'm just gonna pause this. See, here's a tour boat that's going out. They're starting to leave. Slowly, they're starting to leave. Okay, so for some numbers, and the reason why we're doing business here in Coron is just from the boat operators that we were talking to the other day. There's about 200 of these bangka boats that park here every morning and then take the tourists to island hopping. And on these boats are average about 15. So that's 3,000 tourists a day. There's only about 100 hotel rooms here in total. Think of it, 3,000 tourists, 100 hotel rooms. Okay, so what they do, they go out about 9 and they have to be back before 5, because here in the Philippines it gets dark by 5 every day. It's not like in Canada where it fluctuates. But anyway, so they have to be back at 5 because it's dark, and if you fall off the boat at night, well, you won't be found until a few days later when your body is underwater. So then at 5 o'clock, all the tourists come in, and a lot of them that don't plan it, they don't have a place to stay, they just, they end up sleeping in the park here. They'll pitch their tents. So there's only maybe 200-300 places to eat, and then you have 3,000 tourists a day. This is low season, so when you have high season, it's much more, obviously. So, and then our thinking was, well, why can't we make something that can accommodate these tourists from eating and from accommodation perspective? Hence the reason why we're here. We met a person from young guy from the Philippines, Manila actually, Makati, who's opening up a hostel as well. And he thought having a food park here is a great idea because the tourists need it. So I'm just gonna pause this. Okay, see, these tricycles are bringing in tourists to all these boats. Okay, so these boat owners or captains were also, I know, I'm just taking a video. I'm going back to Manila today. there's a shortage of boats. So they have 200, because this pier or this area can only accommodate so many of these large bangka. So, which is approximately 200. So they have a shortage, not enough demand. So you can see all the way down there, those Toyota Hiace vehicles. Right, those are that's a van that's not available in North America. But the Toyota Hiace accommodates about 12 people. And those things are in and out in the hotels that are here. And they're bringing all the tourists down here for their excursion. So anyway, so when these tourists come back here at 5, they have no place to eat, very few places to stay, or very few places to eat, very few places to stay. And there's no night flights here in Coron. And I just found this out. And the reason why there's no night flights coming in and out of Coron is there's no lights on the runway. That hasn't been equipped yet. So planes obviously can't land and take off when there's no lights, especially at night. Can you imagine? See, Coron is still pretty rustic, as you can see. And so we're in early. The Sandoval family have a lot of land here, and well, Sandoval / Banaday. Mostly the Sandovals. It's a huge client. Anyway, so that's the biggest battle, is if we have the land, because without it, very expensive to buy the land here. But I suspect it wouldn't be that much longer before, say, one of the big developers like Ayala comes in here with their billion-dollar deep pockets and just offers some ludicrous amount to the landowners, too good to pass up. Like, who could blame them? It's interesting that it hasn't happened yet, but by that time, you know, because the family already owns the land, so from our perspective, if they give a good offer, well, the other family members, I doubt if they're going to turn it down. See, they sell everything here. Holy, so many of these buses. This thing goes for miles. 3,000 tourists a day in the low season here. A day. And maybe 100 hotel rooms. So how can that be wrong in terms of what we're doing? But anyway, see, there's I'll pan out. I heard my uncle climb that. My Uncle Ray in Toronto, who was here years ago. So if he climbed that, good for him, because I'm going to need to lose some weight before I take those stairs to heaven. Stairway to Heaven. Isn't that a Led Zeppelin song? That was a grade 7 and grade 8 last dance of the night. It was always awesome. Oh yeah. See all the tour boats? Family, see the little kid selling, I don't know what he's selling. Oh, those containers, the waterproof cases for your cell phones. Because if you drop your phone here, there's no amount of rice that's going to resurrect that, because it's salt water. This is salt water, folks. Don't want to be dropping your phone in this. See, no helmet laws here. We just, but mind you, they're not getting the speeds that we do. Like, you're not doing highway speeds. Man, this goes in for miles. See this family? Selling waterproof bags, snorkels. Hindi na. Babalik ako sa Manila. So selling waterproof shoes. You know those those like, oh, whatchamacallit? Those Crocs. Yeah, Croc type shoes. 45 pesos here, which is like $1.30 Canadian. Because 40 pesos is $1 Canadian, so 45, yeah, about $1.30, $1.20. So if you forget your Crocs or water shoes when you come here, don't bother buying them in Canada before coming here. Just buy them here. Friggin' cheap. I'm just gonna pause it again. See, there's some of these tour boats. Are they going out?
No, sir. Sunblock.
Ay, hindi na. No, thank you.
Okay, mag-gasket to.
Nababalik ako sa Manila today. Thank you. See all the tourists getting on the boats. So they leave around 9:30, and they'll be back. Start coming back between 4 and 5. Again, by marine law here in the Philippines, in this part, is these boats have to be back by 5 because they have no lights. Again, like these boats don't have lights. Hindi na, kasi babalik ako sa Manila today. See, my Tagalog is getting better. Magandang umaga sa inyo lahat sa Canada. Back in Canada, I guess it's gabi. That means evening. See this Nissan Urban? They don't sell these in Canada or the US either. See all these Toyota Hiaces. 12-seater minivans. Oh, no, they're not minivans. And a lot of people use this as a family vehicle as well. It's always transporting goods. Magandang umaga. Oh, these little girls. Ay, hindi na kasi babalik ako sa Manila. Hindi na. Oo, babalik ako sa Manila. See little kids, little boys, girls selling stuff. Who said there's no jobs? They can't find jobs. You know, if you really want to work, there's work out there, even in Canada. See, that's why, you know, they bring in workers from Mexico to pick the food, the crops and the farms, because none of the young Canadians want to do it. Because it's hard work, pays little, so they feel entitled, or a sense of entitlement that it's below them, so they end up not doing it. Anyway, so look at all the tour. All the tourists from all over the world are getting ready to leave. See this? They're barbecuing the food for lunch already. See all this. All these little stores. So, okay, so I'm gonna walk up this way now. I just don't want to step on this. See, the soil here is heavy in, it's a metal. It's not magnesium. It starts with an M. That's why it's all red soil. All right, so they have shirts, you name it, they sell everything. This area is just geared strictly for the tourists. So what these call these little shanty shacks selling. So this is a tour of the dock area or pier area. So Karen and I rode one of these last in General Santos, but these are bigger. The ones in Gen San are tiny. See, little carinderia, that means cafeteria in Tagalog. Tourists can eat here before heading onto the boat. Sarap Mocha Try. Nescafe instant coffee. See, all the motorbikes here are small CC motors. 125 tends to be the average. You won't see a large Harley. Sometimes you do. Morning. Sometimes you'll see a large Harley. I'm gonna walk this way. Here are the jeepneys. World War II era Jeeps that have been converted to transportation vehicles. See, it's very rustic here. This soil smells kind of funky. Don't want to fall in this stuff. See? Look at all this. All they do is bring the tourists in. I love it. I friggin' love it. This is another long video, but this is not a motivational rant. Just wanted to show you the potential here in Coron and this big shortage. My relatives have been talking about it for years. I didn't realize the shortage until coming here. You see the militaries here, their M16s. Now, I start walking back for the police. I want to be sure everything's safe. You know, martial law is not in this part of the country, and even where it is, it doesn't really affect most of Mindanao. Even though most of Mindanao is in a state of martial law, Mindanao is a big island. It's like, I don't know, how would you think of it? Like, say it's the size of Newfoundland, Mindanao. And what happens in, say, St. John's, does it really affect what's happening in Gander? The answer is no. So, anyway, that's about it. So I'm just going to start to head back. And I wanted to just show you how much tourists come here every day. And that what we're doing here in Coron, everyone we've talked to here and in Manila say it's a great idea because we already own the land. And there's a lot of empty space that some of the other Sandoval family have not put anything up on, so there might be future phases of those properties as well. But if not, no worries, because we have 74,000 acres, 74,000 square feet to play with, and we're putting up a food park first, minimum one hotel at a 3-star level, and then potentially with one of our other friends, 5-star hotel, in addition to other potential projects with some friends potentially in Dumaguete, and I want to buy several more condos in Cebu and eventually Iloilo and in the Bonifacio Global City area of Manila. Okay folks, this is almost 19 minutes of the tour of the boat area or the boat launch area of Coron. 3,000 tourists a day, only about 100 hotel, or maybe a little bit more, say 150, even if there's 200 hotel rooms here, and if maybe 200 places to eat, or maybe 300, but they're not all restaurants. Some of them are just these roadside food stalls. And at night we saw a lot of tourists just walking around looking for things to do. So I'm leaving to go back to Manila this afternoon. We've got a business meeting slash casual meeting with some friends regarding some business opportunities. in tomorrow, Monday. I've got a meeting with a new friend that we met last night, Gino, whose wife is a ophthalmologist. Excuse me, and he's building a hostel, young couple. And I need a partner with a doctor for the medical clinic. I'm building a medical container clinic. So if you Google clinic in a can, it's a medical clinic built out of shipping containers. So we're going to be putting one of those in the property. And I want one of my cousins in Canada to have the first one. So I'm going to build it. Hopefully she comes. If not, I'll build it anyway, and I'll partially own it with the other doctor, and then eventually she can take it after I get my profits out and my capital and then some profit out. But so I want to do some of those medical clinics, and they were saying that there's a big need for medical services here in Coron. And I saw it. It is a big need. You don't want to get sick here in Coron, and you don't want to get hurt here. Because good luck flying back to Manila with a busted leg. And they'll make a homemade splint for you when you're here to get you to Manila. And my cousin can attest to that. Okay, folks. So long. This is the Coron Island. All the tour boats are starting to go out now. So this place will be empty until 4 to 5, and they'll start coming in again. All right, take care, cheers, and I hope some of my Canadian friends and family will be able to visit Coron and stay at our hotels and eat at our food park. And yes, we will charge you for it, but we'll give you a friends and family discount. Okay, so there's Robbie, his cousin Robbie, and George. Robbie's the one in red. This guy should be mayor of Coron. He freaking knows everybody. Everybody. You want a permit? You talk to Robbie. He gets it within a few minutes. Robbie, I'm just narrating Coron. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing.
This is off season.
Yeah, off season is this busy. See, they're selling little goods. Anong palangan mo? Ha? Anong pangalan mo? Shy ka? Oh, hindi na. Meron na ako.
Aqua shoes.
Ah, hindi.
Kailangan po to kasi sir, kasi paparitan rin kayo ng tour guide.
Babalik kami sa Manila
Hindi
today.
kami sasakay sa bangka.
Dry bag.
Oh, hindi na. Next time na lang. There's George. Okay, we're signing off. Cheers.